What's up, Facebook and YouTube? I don't want to waste no time because these next series of videos are going to be very extensive. Now, let me start off by saying that I'm pretty sure I can speak for you when I say that you know that we have all been lied to throughout history by our government, by our so-called scientists. We all can say honestly that our government have not been honest with us in any areas and aspects of our life, whether it be science, religion, or anything like that. So with that being a fact, what have most of us done to get truth in today's world? We have turned back to the great teachings of the ancestors, which has never failed humanity. With that being said, I can tell you another thing now that we all have in common, that all of us want to ascend. We all want to be free, be liberated, have the knowledge that the Creator would want us to have. We want to be free to seek the answers to questions that we have concerning our reality and all the things along those lines. When you have been lied to since the day of your birth, then the truth can begin to sound like the lie. The lie has become your reality. So if that's a fact, which we know it is, then the only way to break the spell that we're under is to be open-minded. Why must we be open-minded? Because we've been conditioned by those who are in power above us to be closed-minded, not to question anything and to move on along throughout life based on the theories and fake lies and science that they've given to us. So one thing we must do before we go any further in this video is clear our minds. Let's be open-minded. Let's think. And let's just question some things. Now, in these next series of videos, we're going to be talking about the flat earth. And I know this may sound crazy to many of you. I told RFG, I said, man, the only thing about this subject is that you got to spend about 10 minutes convincing the people that it's not a joke before you even begin. You know what I mean? Y'all bear with me. I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to be playing a few clips that's important for you to look at so you can get exposed to what I was exposed to. That way you can understand what I'm talking about when I refer to certain things later. So this is kind of the format we're going to be approaching this topic with. Concerning the nature of our true reality, we're going to give the theories or the so-called facts that our government and NASA has presented throughout the years with their bogus so-called scientists. And then we're going to put their words to test. Then I'm going to teach you what our ancient ancestors said concerning those same things. And we're going to compare the two. Keep in mind what I just told you. We got to stay open-minded with this, people. And let's hear what our ancient ancestors said. We're going to get a lot of knowledge in this video. Now, after we present the statements of each, we will put them both to the test and compare and recap. And then we're going to tackle each topic concerning this flat earth thing with that format. We don't want to leave no stone unturned. This is a very deep and interesting topic, and it's very extensive. And I know I'm going on and on right now, but bear with me, people. All right. To understand how a planisphere works, because that's what the ancient ancestors taught, is the nature of our true reality. The etymology of the word planet comes from the word plane, which means flat surface. Okay, that's a fact. Now, don't you find it strange that we would call Earth a planet? All of this is going to make sense later. To understand what a planisphere is, we're going to show you how the ancient ancestors describe the nature of our reality. But first, we're going to show you what NASA already taught us first. We're going to throw that out on the table, put it to test, and then show you what the ancestors said. I know I'm being redundant and repeating myself. It's because this topic is very dramatic with me. I fully understand all the physics and science to it. Bear with me and stay open-minded. I really want you guys to stay with me on this journey because, like I said, this next series of videos is going to change your life in a very, very special way. Now, let's go into some of the things that NASA say about the nature of our reality, and let's put them to test. Now, what you're looking at is the most classic solar system example that we knew of that NASA presented to the world. What you must keep in mind when you look at these concepts is that they are just theories. None of them have been proven. And what you're looking at is actually called the heliocentric model of the universe, which was developed by Copernicus. Now, we will get into more about what and who NASA really is and more about the heliocentric model. But the figures that you're looking at right now is the most classic, oldest NASA depictions of our solar system. Now, this one we all are familiar with from school, with the sun in the middle and the planets spinning around the sun. Well, NASA changed this depiction of the universe recently. I don't know if y'all saw NASA's new depiction of what our solar system looked like, but what you're seeing on the screen right now is the new depiction. So now what NASA is telling us is that we no longer are moving around the sun in a still universe as we saw in the classic model that we all were familiar with as children. It was with the sun stationary and the planets moving around the sun. So we've arrived now to a point in our so-called understanding of the universe where NASA is telling us now that, so first they told us it was one thing, now they saying it's this figure 8 type depiction. And what they're saying is that Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour and the sun is moving at 45,000 miles per hour, dragging us through space. One thing you got to keep in mind is that this is a theory, and the reason it's not a fact is because scientifically it's impossible. You got to keep something in mind. If the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour and the sun is moving at 45,000 miles per hour, dragging us through the cosmos, you got to keep this in mind. Sound only moves at 768 miles per hour. So if the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour, and if I was yelling at someone in a direction opposite of the way the Earth is spinning, scientifically, now this is a fact, my sound shouldn't catch up with their ears. They shouldn't be able to hear me according to the facts that we are given from our government. Now you got to even consider this. Think about Mercury retrograde. Mercury is supposedly still during this time to the point where it appears to revolve backwards around the sun. Yet when it's all over, Mercury somehow picks up its natural pattern and catch up with all other planets in its natural place in this heliocentric model. It just doesn't make sense. According to the speeds that we going and being flung through the universe, it wouldn't be so perfect and balanced. Also, some things that need to be explained from NASA is that according to their science, the Earth is 24,000 miles around, perfect sphere. If this was true, then it's a fact, according to science, that we should be able to see curvature every 6 miles. And I can prove to you that there's nowhere you can go on this planet and find curvature. In fact, I went to the beach last year with the family and we saw boats pulling off from the shore miles down. Okay. And what these evil scientists are telling you is that when you lose sight of the ship, it has passed over the horizon, when in reality, the ship is still there if you get a telescope and zoom in, and this can be proven. The ship never crossed over an invisible horizon, and curvature has never been proven. And as we go further into this video, you will begin to understand more what I'm telling you. What I'm going to do is play a couple of clips for y'all and let some honest scientists give y'all an example of what I'm talking about. So this depiction of the solar system, according to these numbers, I shouldn't be able to yell down the street in the opposite direction of the Earth's rotation, which is 1,000 miles per hour, and my sound move at 768 miles per hour to the max, and it reached the person I'm yelling to. So scientifically, with the numbers that NASA's given us already, when you compare it to sound, we see that these numbers are off. Now, I know a lot of you just can't consider our ancient ancestors' idea of a planisphere, and that is because you have no idea what a planisphere is. Stay with me. Be patient. I know this is extensive, but I will leave no stone uncovered. You can trust me on that. I got all of my research, and this rabbit hole is gonna go so deep that, like I said, it will change your life in a special way. Also, if the Earth was moving at 1,000 miles per hour, you got to understand that commercial airline flight will be impossible, because you got to think, if an airplane is traveling across a so-called globe and it's moving with the rotation of the Earth, which is 1,000 miles per hour, it would have to double that speed to reach its location. Based upon all the theories NASA have given us, the facts I'm debating their theories with comes from non-popular scientists who ain't part of your millionaire boy clubs. And everything I'm telling you, the numbers I'm giving you to prove that NASA is a bunch of BS, comes from professors and scientists who are not popular and who are not trying to hide the truth from you. Now, with everything I just said so far, I want you to keep in mind one thing. NASA's theories are BS and they make no sense. And the facts that I just presented to you can show you that, but we're going to get even deeper into this. So you say, well, NASA is all BS. So I present you with the real facts. And may I add that these facts are also backed up by our ancient ancestors as well. So I want y'all to consider something. When we look at all of these facts and we compare what NASA's saying with what our ancestors said about the earth being flat, what we find out is that where NASA's theories and lies fail to explain the true nature of our reality, our ancestors' concept of a planisphere supports all of the facts that govern our current reality. Now take a minute to think about what I just said. Everything NASA taught us in school doesn't support the facts of our true reality. You know, all of that stuff about us spinning through space in a globe and 1,000 miles per hour goes against the facts that we see in our true reality. And everything that the ancestors taught us about this planisphere called Earth supports all of the facts that we see in our true reality. So what I'm telling you is for us to experience the reality that we are experiencing now, we have to be on a planisphere. We have to be on a flat plane. This reality we are experiencing cannot be experienced any other way. So let's move on. And later here, we're going to get into exactly what a planisphere is. What I'm doing right now is just introducing you to some of the problems we face when we compare NASA's BS to what our ancestors and what righteous scientists are telling us. So now that we're getting an introduction to some of the arguments between flat earthers and heliocentric lovers, we can get deeper and deeper into this. So let's move on. And remember that the heliocentric model, which was given to us by Copernicus, remember that the root word of the word helios is hail. So let's talk more about this hail model, and then we'll get into more of our ancestors' perfect planisphere, which makes perfect sense. And this rabbit hole is going to go deeper. So let's check out a few videos, like I said, from some righteous scientists. So just go ahead and click the link in front of your screen right now and go ahead and join me for the next part. I'm going to have to put this in part. So just go ahead and click the link right now and let's move on. I appreciate y'all for being patient with me and bearing with me. See you at part 2.